Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. I have a seat here for all of you to come and sit next to me in your mind. Sarah will be coming in here and joining us in just a bit. Hi. Very exciting. Yeah, thank you. Hi, Willie. Yeah, so this is a kind of a moment to look back at what Trump has accomplished with this healthcare bill passing the House. And yes, people with pre-existing conditions are going to be offered plans, but they'll be much more expensive. There's no price controls. There's no effort to keep the pre-existing conditions costs down, which is where the healthcare insurance companies make a lot of their money, is they gouge those people who are getting sick. They don't absorb it in the cost of everybody. Anyway, no public option coming out of the Republicans at all. No government handled insurance company where we eliminate the brokers. Another repackaging of Obamacare. It reminds me of when the Republicans repackaged the Patriot Act and called it the Freedom Act. It's ridiculous. We are in the middle of processing stories. This is not the health care bill that Trump promised. It was the one thing for Donald Trump to pledge on the campaign trail that his plan for health care would assure that every American had coverage. And the lead story on that says quite the opposite. We're getting a little rain here in the Pacific Northwest, which is unusual. But considering we were seeded with chemtrails in our area over the past few weeks, it doesn't in any way. Oh, I'm sorry. Does this excite you? I'll put it down. Somebody's getting excited by my collar. I have to suppress the lift here. This is one of those shirts I was telling you about. I got this. It's a Giorgiano Brutani, an Italian shirt that would normally cost about $80. I got it for $3.85. It's got a great finish to it. David, I'm a pilot for a major airline. Those are contrails, not chemtrails. Yeah, good luck with that. You need to do some research if you're a pilot in a major airline. Number one, your intake valves are probably breathing them in when you're driving, when you're flying your vehicle. And you don't even filter the air in your jets. Most jets have no filtered air in their cabin, no HEPA filters, nothing. So you're risking your life just being a flight pilot. In fact, you're getting radiation every time you fly, equivalent to X-rays. Every time you fly, or I guess you're experiencing the equivalent of one X-ray. You could get a major stroke. That happens. People have embolisms. Monica, I think we talked about this. Yeah, you're taking other people's pictures is not cool. We know that's not you. My number is 707 your ATP, YOUR ATP. But I'm not taking calls right now. I will in about a half an hour. Yeah, this is not the health care bill that Trump promised. After years of insisting the Affordable Care Act was rammed through without Americans knowing what it would cost, House Republicans passed their own health care plan on May 4th without an estimate of its impact from the Congressional Budget Office. They didn't even bother to find out. You rat. You dirty rat. No, it's not you rat P. It's your ATP. You dirty rat. Elderly man with terminal cancer walks out of a hospice after treatment with cannabis oil. Oh my, this is incredible. One thing after another. It just gets better and better here. Isn't this amazing? Cannabis oil is so good for people. So the healthcare bill, they didn't even vet it with the Congressional Budget Office. It's crazy. Yeah. Yes, I have. I've been to 50 states. Well, not quite. I haven't been to Florida yet. I plan on going to Florida. And I plan on going to a couple. Actually, I've traveled across the country 50 times. That's what I was trying to say. And it was wonderful. Met a lot of people. All the time, all the trips I've taken have always been very fruitful. 2010, we went across country, met G.I. Wayne, who's now Techwalla. Yeah, we had a lot of encounters with people across the country. Okay, here we are. Elderly man with terminal walks away. Stan found cannabis after chemo and radiation almost killed him. Dave Milahovic, a naturopathic doctor who specializes in vaccine research, cancer prevention, and holistic approach to cancer treatment, stated, No chemotherapy drug has ever actually cured or resolved the underlying cause of cancer. Even what mainstream medicine considers successful chemo are only managing symptoms, usually at the cost of interfering with our precious physiological functions in patients that will cause side effects down the road. So true. Ironically, when chemo is killing cancer cells, it's also stimulating healthy cells to produce a protein that supports tumor growth and makes the cells resistant to further cancer treatment. Wow, he said a mouthful there. Yeah. So healthy scientists found that healthy cells damaged by chemotherapy secreted more of a protein called WNT16B, which boosts cancer cell survival. Isn't that amazing? So his story, this guy's story is they've been together for 59 years. They both had a hard-won experience battling cancer. Roughly 25 years ago, Stan, a retired dentist with a lucrative mini storage business, was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin lymphoma, while Barb had successfully battled breast cancer twice. Stan remembers, I just thought I had a cold flu type thing. That was it. I wasn't thinking cancer at all. After 6 months of aggressive standard allopathic treatment, Stan's cancer was in remission, but was back in 1989. Long story short, he went to cannabinoid oil and he's doing better. Yeah, good. You've got another, make it illegal, done. What? Cigarettes, tobacco, new laws. New laws on cigarettes and tobacco coming into effect this month. Small cigarette packs of 10 and tobacco rolling packs of 10 grams and 20 grams will be axed. They're going to ban certain menthols, fruit, candy, spice. I thought that Trump was a Republican. He seems more like a Democrat the way he wants to implement regulations. Did you hear his plan to get rid of government waste? He's going to try to get rid of excessive spending by cutting. No, we've already talked about the Holocaust. It's a horrible thing. Yeah, it did happen. Billions died. Yeah. You just don't understand the difference between Zionism and anti-Semitism. Yep, you have been removed. All right, so the difference here is when you look at the overall cost of the budget, he puts together a regulation, a team, a task force to lower regulations. He's spending money to lower regulations. Where are the lower regulations? I'm seeing more spending of money. Big difference. And this healthcare bill that just passed the House is just pork barrel spending, filled left and right with all kinds of paybacks to these congressmen and their crony corporatists that get them elected. We see the same thing every single election cycle. And they call it something new. But it's the same old crap. It never, ever solves problems. I think a public option will solve problems, where we could voluntarily pay $50 a month for health care, full medical and dental included. Hmm. It's a super clean shirt, yeah. And I got this at a thrift store, so it went right from the thrift store onto my body. I didn't wash it before, so it's clean, yeah. Huma forwarded classified emails to the most blackmailable man on the planet because she's too lazy to use a printer. Wow. So the Huma scandal and Anthony Weiner scandal about classified emails being forwarded has not been prosecuted by Trump. Everyone's wondering, when is he going to prosecute these people? Well, it leads to Hillary, and Trump already doesn't want to prosecute Hillary. Well, the people demand it be processed. The people demand that Trump go after Hillary and every single one of those people involved in those classified emails. Huma, Anthony. So the people want it. It's not really Trump's decision. It's the people that want this. Trump acts like he doesn't need to do anything other than give pork barrel spending projects to his buddies. Hi, Dave. Watch video on YouTube called Hellstorm. Explains Germany World War II aftermath. Okay, I'll take a look. Max, I'm not denying your concerns about the Holocaust being fake numbers. I recognize that a lot of you people believe that a hoax has occurred. As you know, I'm not a Zionist, so I understand your perspective, but I want you to know that million or more died, and it was It was, even if you call it, typhus and cholera killing these people because they were stuck in camps. I could show you a full hour video right now that'll blow your mind. You'll be sick watching it after 10 minutes. We watched it, 10 minutes of it the other night. We had to turn it off. Just piles of bodies being dumped in mass graves. Somebody killed them, and they did die. So, and they were in a concentration camp because Adolf Hitler wanted them to be there. Himmler put them there. He was the architect of that operation. But more importantly, the people that made the decisions about the death of all of those people, Hitler wasn't the primary reason he killed them. He had other reasons. And Benjamin Netanyahu actually explained that to the people verbally, talking about the connection. Yeah. I migrated over to this new computer, so it's possible I don't have Netanyahu here. Let's see. Let me go to alphabetical. Here it is.
And this attack and other attacks on the Jewish community in 1920, 1921, 1929, were instigated by a call of the Mufti of Jerusalem, Haj Amin al-Husseini, who was later sought for war crimes in the Nuremberg trials because he had a central role in fomenting the final solution. He flew to Berlin. Hitler didn't want to exterminate the Jews at the time. He wanted to expel the Jews. And Haj Amin al-Husseini went to Hitler and said, if you expel them, they'll all come here. So what should I do with them? He asked. He said, burn them. And he was sought during the Nuremberg trials for prosecution. He escaped it. Later died in cancer after the war, died of cancer in Cairo. But this is what Haj Amin al-Husseini said. He said, the Jews seek to destroy the Temple Mount. My grandfather in 1920 seeks to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque. So this lie is about 100 years old.
Okay, you got the word from Benjamin Netanyahu. So it was a Muslim directive that got rid of a lot of those people. And they use that as justification. Now, I can show you picture after picture of Holocaust photos of people being put in a mass graves with dumpsters of people. Yeah, we saw a picture the other night that was very powerful. You don't have to watch Schindler's List. There's all kinds of new ones. Yeah. Top 10 Holocaust films, YouTube. But the reality is, I could show you those right now. It wouldn't make any difference. You'd still say it was an animation or something. You'd say it was just all fake. Yeah. Oh, very high. We've got UHF numbers in France. Let's talk about Marine Le Pen. Thank you for reminding me, Explorist. Yeah, the news is out, and it looks like she's ramping up the rhetoric. Her hard right stance has become kind of an issue. Yeah, I didn't want to show you pictures of people but you've seen them all. We've all seen them. Yeah. You can call yourself a hollow anything. When you call me names, you can get the hell out of the room, okay? I'll purge you, and then I'll mute you, all right? We got your point. We'll look at the movie. Yeah, thank you. And we'll also watch the movies of the dead bodies being carried all over the place. It's absolutely unbelievable. It turns your stomach. Look, if you're calling Hitler a good man, I mean, you don't have a place here, okay? That's a neo-Nazi perspective. Thank you. We're centrists here, all right? But we're acknowledging the Zionist takeover of our world through the New World Order. Okay, get with the program. Your idea of a hollow hoax isn't going anywhere. You want people, even Jewish people, to understand what has happened under Hitler's time. Hitler was tasked to do this. He was a puppet, much like Trump. Ironically, you think that Trump is any different? He's not. He takes money from a group called the Ashkenazis. These are a subset of Jewish people. They're not even Jewish. They have no blood relationship to Abraham. And if you really want to get into that whole concept of hating on Jewish people, it's not going to work here, okay? And I think you need to redefine your rhetoric and go after Zionism.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, we got a link from Jackson. Let's take a look. Yeah, Zionism is your real enemy. Your Hala hoax obsession is actually detracting from your primary goals, ironically.
Dave Jackson, checking in. Sorry I missed you last week, but my phone got kind of dumped in some water in the sink, so didn't work for. Hey, Dave Jackson, checking in. Sorry I missed you last week, but my phone got kind of dumped in some water in the sink, so didn't work for a couple days. But I'm out riding a bike. For the a-hole that says they don't make a 29-inch bike, I don't know, you probably can't see that. That's a 20. What does it say 29 on there? Right here. 29-inch. Okay? For the big boys. Alright? But here, I'm down in the hood riding a bike. Beautiful day out. Didn't get chemtrail today. But I'm at a place called Miller Park. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. This would be our monument of Bud Selig. His real name is Alan H. Selig. He was the commissioner of baseball. I'm sure you've heard of him. And I'm tripping over wires here. Hold on. All right, we're going to go to the next one here. I'm going to try to make this short. I'm going to try to make it without foul language tonight, Dave. That is going to be a first and another first. So, but what the hell? We'll give it a try. All right? I don't think I've dropped an F-bomb yet. All right, we're on to the next one. Beautiful freaking day out though. Look at this. Not a chemtrail to be seen. Praise the Lord. Alright, here we go. Next up, oh, I'm sure you've all heard of this guy. Ooh, I need some oil. No, you don't need oil on brakes. But anyway, this big guy, any guesses? Brewer. Used to be a Brave. He's kind of weathered pretty good out here. But Henry Aaron. Hank the Spank. All right, we got another one, and my all-time favorite brewer. I grew up with this one. Milwaukee Brewers, obviously. So you kind of know where I'm.
A brewer, yeah, Milwaukee.
But anyway, who cares? All right, I'll get them brakes fixed by next video. Well,
you need brakes.
But anyway, my favorite brewer here. Any guesses? War number 19 was a 19-year-old shortstop for us. 1970? Holy crap. Let's see, 74, sorry. Rockin' Robin Young, you guessed it. 3 for 3, huh guys? All right, one more thing to show you. I'll let it go, I ain't got nothing else to say. I did my complaining last night about these cameras still. Got more going up. As soon as I get done wiring them up, we will get them to you. This is a memorial. When they built this park, we had a big blue crane collapse on us. While they were putting those big, because we got a retractable roof, while they were putting those up, one of the big, they call it Big Blue, tipped over and killed these 3 guys right here. Jeffrey Weiser, William DeGrave, and Jerome Starr all lost their lives so that we could have climate-controlled baseball in Milwaukee. And believe me, it's beautiful. Especially April, first game of the year. Then these are our Miller Park heroes, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Here's the 3 boys. That's our governor that did it. So, anyway, check it in. Hopefully I'll have some substance or content for you next week, David. Have a great night. Good show.
That'll be great.
Shout out to the Sponheim Nation.
Sponheim Nation.
Dave, it's where you belong. And I'm going to ride up this big ass hill.
All right. Yeah, great.
I made it without dropping an F-bomb, didn't I?
Yeah, you did anyway, okay, man. No F words.
Ciao.
Okay. Yeah, that was ATP Freedom Friday. Okay, coming up tomorrow. Here's an amazing story about the Ashkenazis and how they've embedded themselves in Trump's cabinet.
Hey, Dave, what's up?
Thanks, Jackson. Appreciate it. Yeah, feel free to, pipe off a couple minutes of just talking. That's fine. I don't really care. Content is one thing. Talking is another. Okay, let's take a look.
There is absolutely no doubt that Donald Trump is supported, owned, and operated by the Zionist Jew power structure. It is a verifiable fact. It is a fact the mainstream media and mainstream alternative media alike will dare not touch. Anyone ignoring this fact and not exposing this is either incredibly naive or bought and paid for to sell you disinformation. Donald Trump is absolutely surrounded by and has appointed psychopathic neocons and Rothschild Zionists, yet many are in delusion and denial, largely in part due to their desperate desire for a savior, and this is what the elite have counted on. It is through this desperation and demoralization of a collective consciousness, sick and tired of a corrupt system and government, they were able to once again pull off another dog and pony show and manipulate people into believing that once again, things could be different this time. Through the obsolete and meaningless system of voting. Inaugural Committee, Ashkenazi Jew. Paul Atkins, Member, President Trump's Strategic and Policy Forum, Ashkenazi Jew. Brian Ballard, Finance Vice Chairman, Trump Presidential Inaugural Committee, Ashkenazi Jew. Elliot Broidy, Vice Chairman, Trump Victory Committee, Finance Vice Chairman, Trump Presidential Inaugural Committee, Ashkenazi Jew. Safra Katz, Executive Committee Member, Trump Presidential Transition Team, Ashkenazi Jew. Michael Cohen, Executive Vice President and Special Counsel, the Trump Organization, Ashkenazi Jew. Gary Cohn, Director, United States National Economic Council, Ashkenazi Jew. Delos Cosgrove, Member, President Trump's Strategic and Policy Forum, Ashkenazi Jew. Gil Deser, President, Trump Desert Development, Ashkenazi Jew. Michael Deser, Founder, Trump Desert Development, Ashkenazi Jew. Louis Eisenberg, Chairman, Trump Victory Committee, Finance Co-Chairman, Trump Presidential Inaugural Committee, Ashkenazi Jew. Boris Epstein, Senior Advisor, Donald J. Trump for President, Ashkenazi Jew. Stephen Feinberg, Donor, Trump Victory Fund, Member, Trump Economic Advisory Council, Ashkenazi Jew. Lawrence Fink, Member, President Trump's Strategic and Policy Forum, Ashkenazi Jew. Alan Fishman, Chairman, Ladder Capital, Donald Trump's second largest lender, Ashkenazi Jew. David Friedman, Co-Chairman, Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump, United States Ambassador to Israel, Ashkenazi Jew. Samuel Fox, Vice Chairman, Trump Victory Committee, Ashkenazi Jew. Alan Garten, Executive Vice President and General Counsel, the Trump Organization, Ashkenazi Jew. Bruce Gelb, Endorser, Donald J. Trump for President, Ashkenazi Jew. Michael Glassner, Deputy Campaign Manager and National Political Director, Donald J. Trump for President. Special Advisor for Operations, Trump Presidential Transition Team, Ashkenazi Jew. Lawrence Glick, Executive Vice President of Strategic Development, the Trump Organization, Ashkenazi Jew.
Let's just say that it's infested, okay? I don't need to go into length to get you people, even on the far right, to understand that we have a problem with Trump, okay? He's doing the bidding of a global new world order. And this global new world order is connected at the hip with the old monarchy of the past. There is even evidence that the Windsor family may have taken over the throne in the 1500s. I could play you a video that would blow your mind. And they're Ashkenazis. And all of this is connected. So we have a lot of problems. And there's no way we're going to get rid of this huge layer of corruption. What we can do is open up the dialogue to everybody participating in getting more opportunity for people. People like Awesome Carl, hey man, becoming a nurse on his own volition, actually working hard to do that. Well, I don't want to alienate you people because I know your voice is very important, and I know that you believe that somehow the Holocaust didn't exist. I argue it did exist in a way that may be different than what many people believe. Good evening, Tekwala. And he just found out he's Jewish. He didn't know he was Jewish all these years. Hi, Tekwala. So we're not dealing with people who are Jewish. We're dealing with Zionists who want to take over the world, and they're not even Jewish, in my opinion. You can argue that Ashkenazi Jews exist. I argue they're a different entire layer. They're Russian and German, like the Rothschilds. They were appointed court Jews by the Jewish royalty in the 1500s to manage money. And in the process, they've taken over large sectors of the global monetary system. They predominantly occupy the center of the World Bank. Christine Lagarde and the IMF, all of these people are connected to this cabal. And I don't want to do the bidding of those world bankers when I decide what America needs to do with its foreign policy. I want to be free and independent to make decisions about our own future, not the future of Israel. Israel can defend itself now. And I don't have to in any way say bad things about Israel because Israel is a state. They, just like we took over the land the Indians occupied, Israel took over the land through whatever means they did. They're there. You're not going to get rid of them. We can ask Israel to sign the nuclear non-proliferation agreement insofar as that they really do have technology that could blow up the world. Recent Colin Powell WikiLeaks came out claiming Colin Powell is in the know, but then again, he's the same guy that said that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq too. But he said in an email that the Jewish people, Israel, bought 200 nukes from the U.S. I can't verify or prove that the WikiLeaks on Colin Powell is authentic, but it seems to be authentic. I haven't vetted every single detail of it, but it does look like he did let the beans out. He also said that Bill Clinton was a disgrace, that he's going after teeny boppers or bimbos, he called them, women, girls, young women. Yeah. So he made statements to that effect. But the most important thing that did come out is that nuclear weapons in Israel's hands do exist. Now, they've never signed the nuclear non-proliferation agreement. That would be a big step, and I'm sure Iran would like to see, a step in the right direction as to exposing what is really under the belly of the beast of this country that literally has a doomsday bomb. Yeah, the Ashkenazis have done their own DNA bloodline, determining they are Jewish in the male haplo side. Right. Yeah, either way, it doesn't matter, Max. These are the worst people on earth. They're the ones trying to steal money from everybody, okay? Don't mark good Jewish people with the stereotype, just like don't claim black people are criminals. We've got to get past these stereotypes. We've got to grow into a much more open society insofar as we have to acknowledge that people can be better, or at least change, or maybe change. I think the prison system is a debt fail. I think we're screwing our country over by charging too much to rehabilitate low-level drug offenders when real criminals are in the banks. And the Wall Street criminal rings are out there right now making money printing it up. So we've got bigger problems than low-level drug offenders in prisons. We should probably release those people. You can say that blacks are criminals. You can also say whatever you want. It's just statistically speaking. You could also say they live in poverty. They have gang violence much more than suburban Caucasian neighborhoods. You could say that there's a whole pathway. Go ahead, Tekwala. But I'm not going to defend the reason why people are criminals. I'm going to try to stop the requirements that they be criminals. If we legalize marijuana, for instance, we'll be able to pull the money aspect out of the drug industry. We'll essentially